Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikToky world, everywhere. There's going to be a clip of this or a live version of this going out to everyone in the world. Well, I don't know how many people out there in the world. So, good morning, everybody. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. I hope you all are doing well. I hope your year is winding down nicely and you've done everything you wanted to do this year. If not, you still got time. You still got 3 days, right? You got today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So, what do you plan on doing the last 3 days of the year of 2025? Hopefully, you're going to be doing something exciting, something fun, something memorable to put this year in the past because you can only look forward to the future, right? And that's what we're hoping for, a bright future in 2026. I know most of us probably thought that was going to be in 2025 as well, but you know, plans get changed along the way. So, but I am happy for this year, not to be over. This year has been good in a lot of different ways. It has brought me new opportunities, new people to meet, and through it all, you if you made new friendships this year, kudos to you. Just like I did, and I look forward to making new friendships in 2026 as well. And it's not just about clientele or customer base or anything like that. It's true friendships, you know, because if you can build that off of a platform like I have this year, then you're doing something right. I don't have many friends at all in real life, um, especially people that I hang out with on a regular basis and things like that. I can name those people on one hand, and they're scattered out. Like one friends or one couple that we hang out with, the girlfriend and I, they live in a whole nother state, you know, and we hang out with them periodically, not on a regular basis, but they invite us to do things with them and things of that nature. So we don't turn it down. I mean, because it's fun. And then I've got a couple people here in town that we hang out with. She's got a few more than I do, but and then on occasion the military buddies hang out. Actually, we have a reunion coming up in April, I believe is the date they've got set for our next military reunion. So that's always fun and it's always cool. So, what are your plans for the last 3 days of the year? That's what we're talking about today. Even though normally we talk about horror movies, sci fi movies, comic books, comic book artwork, my comic book artwork, my book covers, all those goody good things. What are your plans for the last 3 days of 2025? Got anything cool planned? You gonna go watch a ball drop somewhere, or are you gonna stay home and watch New York City drop theirs way early, like so many people do? We're gonna actually be hitting probably Van Buren's ball drop. It seems to be a little more festive than Fort Smith's when it comes down to it. Not right at this moment, Jasper, but potentially. Don't forget to like, share, and follow here yourselves if you're stopping in, checking out the channel. Again, we talk about everything under the sun except for two topics. Two topics we don't talk about because so many other have those platforms and you can go to them. We don't talk about politics or religion here. So if you need to talk about those, jump on off and go find your people. Because here it's horror, paranormal, sci fi, comic books, comic book artwork, and Roy is right there. Cool. So start crossing your eyes, and maybe you can see me twice or more than twice. Because generally, when you start crossing your eyes, you see more than just two. So there you go, Dan. All right. So, what are your plans for the last 3 days? Good morning, Roy. Glad you're awake. You been up all night? Did you watch a bunch of football last night, yesterday? Is that how you plan on ending your 2025 is watching football? From the comforts of your own home, or maybe even the bathroom. Who knows? But seriously, what are your plans? What are the plans for the last 3 days of 2025? 2025 is coming to a close, folks. Maybe it was good for you. Maybe it was bad for you. Maybe it was in between. Maybe not much happened for you this year. But like I said, I had a lot of cool stuff happen for me and us. As a couple over here. And yes, because I'm live on two different platforms. This one goes to my phone. This one goes to my mic or my mixer down here, my sound card that goes to my OBS, which goes out to Facebook and other places. So yes, I'm using two different mics. You are correct. Good eye, Jerry. Good eye. Some people say I have two. All right, and I have a third one right here. So if I had a guest in here, I could plug them up to this mic that's charging right now. But yes, I always use two different mics, and it is commonplace if you're here. You've seen it many, many times. I'll have it hooked to my shirt sometimes. I'll have it hooked to here sometimes. I stopped it from here because it would rub against the shirt and people would hear all that background noise, which we don't like. So I plug it on my hat from now on and all that goody good stuff. Now I could hook it here, but then I'd probably get a little bit of reverb potentially from the two mics battling for position. So I keep them separated. You gotta keep them separated. All right. So, what are your plans? What are your plans for to finish out this year strong? You know, like me, I am pretty much done with all the artwork that I need to get done right this moment. I just finished the book cover for a novel that is going to be three novels once he's all said and done with it. He's already in the works of writing book two. And this first book is his introductory book that tells, the story or history of all of his characters that he's going to be um, publishing into that novel. And so I've got two more book covers to do, but we'll get into those as we go. And right now, this one's finished. I got to seal it up and all that good stuff, and I've got to digitize my work on it to brighten some colors, dull some colors, and things of that nature. Um, and then with that being said, once 2026 kicks off, I am going to be working on one piece that was commissioned this year, and I got the other two pieces done from the three-piece commission. And so now I've got to finish the monster piece, which is an 18 by 24 piece of artwork. And then I'll get into my paintings of my Ozzy Osbourne paintings, which are behind me, which are not on the board or on the refrigerator right now, uh, because I guess I had my fan up too high, and he kept flying off for some reason. Or maybe it was just spirits. I never checked the cameras to find out. But I found him on the floor two different times. And yes, I live in a haunted house for those of you who are just checking in and have never checked out my channel before. So, um, we have spooks and spirits, and we have, orbs and all kinds of anomalies happen in here. I've caught a lot of EVPs. That's why I actually have four different recording devices in here at this moment. Three of them I can see, and I don't remember what the other one is. It's your old. I think it's on the back side of my drawing box here, my art box, and it's an old school style. It actually has cassette tapes in it. But then I've got three digital recorders. The very first one I ever got, which is this one here, that I got the EVPs with. This one right here, which I've got EVPs with, that are undeterminable right at this moment. This is the number two one. And then the newest one, the girlfriend just got, which we did a couple of EVP sessions when we were out on a hike in a what up, Goddess King. Yo. And this one, we did some EVP work just the other day at a cemetery. and while we were walking through on our hike. And so I've got 3 different digital recorders right here. Again, this one I got to figure out how to get all my information off of it, which I believe it'll probably be through this piece up here on the top. And I need an aux cord for that to hook into the computer. So if we hear any bumps, bangs, they see anything move, we'll start an EVP session and let it play. You play any games? I do not. The girlfriend plays a lot more games than I do. When it comes to video games, I used to. I pretty much put down video games back in 2017, and that's when I started going to comic book conventions on a regular basis, and I haven't really looked back since. Now, if I wanted to pick up and play some games again, I could, and I've played a few games with her here and there. Some Call of Duty, we've played some football together. We've played several different shooter games together. Halo. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that we've played, but that's pretty much it. And I just don't play that much anymore because I've got too many other things that occupy my time, such as artwork and then homesteading with all the chickens and ducks and geese and pigs to take care of. Plus the building of something on a regular basis, keeping up with the garden, tilling new garden spots, finishing up the garden area, digging out a bigger pond, all that good stuff. So yeah, we stay busy around here, but I let her do her leisure activity time because she does work a full job before she comes home, and so I try to have everything else taken care of 80% of the time. Sometimes I don't get to it myself. So yes, no, I don't play video games as much as I used to, and when I did, it was basically Madden, football, uh, all the Madden different variations, and I kind of got bored of it because at one point in time you could play both sides of the field, defense and offense, but then they started changing that with their career mode and all that stuff. So I just kind of got bored with it and moved on. Now I do still have Madden on my phone, and I play it periodically. It's not like I play it every day or every hour or things of that nature, but I play it once in a blue moon, and we know how rare blue moons are. So, but yeah, no, games just aren't on my radar. But what games do you play? And what games are you going to play before the end of the year? Because that's what we're kind of talking about. How are you going to end your 2025 and look forward to 2026? Don't forget to like, share, and follow if you are stopping in, checking out. I do tend to follow back. Now, if you're a weird account, I still will follow you. But if you've got one picture, no pictures, or 3 pictures, most of the time I will not follow you back. Let's see. College football 26 and Madden 26 and Call of Duty. Okay, cool. Good morning, Casey. Blue moon, 2 full moons in a month. See, there you go. He knows more than that than I do. So, twice a month, sometimes, I will play my Madden game. But good morning, everybody. How are you going to finish your 2026? How is it going to look for you? Are you going to grab life by the horns and steer your destiny how you want it to be? Oh, you're going to be sleeping. That's how you're going to finish 2026. Anybody going to stay up and watch the ball drop? Once you've seen one ball drop, you've seen them all. But we still try to have a little bit of fun with it all, and we like I said, Van Buren, Arkansas has a little bit better celebratory uh, way to end out the 2025, and just like 2024, they do the ball drop. They have a concert going on, plus some other things happening downtown, and they block off the street. So, that's where we'll be on New Year's Day and New Year's night, New Year's Eve, if you will, rocking New Year's Eve party. Don't know what band they're going to have playing this year. But last year was a friend of ours, Mr. Aaron, and his band, and they were kicking it off pretty good, and they sounded really good. Now they are a Christian band, but they do play secular songs. But all this stuff where it's a bad word, they change the word, so they're not singing the dirty word in there, you know. And a lot of people give them shit for that because you're a Christian band, you shouldn't be playing any secular bands. And they're like, well, we play what we feel, and we change words, you know. So, and they're a fun group to listen to play. So I don't know if they're going to be performing or who they're going to have performing. I'll have to look that up before we get there. I'm going to play the New Year's song at midnight. New Year's, that's awesome. Which instrument you going to be playing it on? That's what inquiring minds want to know. Roy, where'd you go, man? You just sitting back there listening with your mayo, with your Miracle Whip in hand. Kind of gross. Um, gonna play it on the flute. Awesome, very awesome. And like that clip you showed me of the 104-year-old veteran playing on his sax, I hope I can finish out my lifetime like that. Because that was pretty awesome. And at the hockey game, and that was pretty awesome. And to be 104 years old and still be able to do that, that's pretty impressive. You know, Miracle Whip fix everything. See, Roy, other people know too. That's the only mayonnaise that Roy will eat. Is I say eat. That's not all he does with it, but anyway, he didn't hit a bad note at 104 exactly, and so that's super impressive. That's talent, and that is a fortitude of of him. 104-year-old veteran, and he's still rocking it on the saxophone. You and so hopefully we can all strive for that kind of greatness, towards the end of our days. Because I mean, he could have another, 5 years, 10 years left in him. You know, we don't know. So, and just Godspeed to him when he does go on to that other side, to that great ball in the sky. Um, so what are some topics that you would want to talk about in 2026? I'm just going to warn you, I probably won't have a New Year's Eve show, just depending, because I'm doing some traveling at the end of this year, or starting today, actually. And we talk about football. We talk sports. Um, we talk about, uh, don't talk so much about baseball or sometimes we get into basketball. We talk football for sure, especially the teams that we enjoy, which is Dallas Cowboy, and these are Roy's teams: Dallas Cowboys, the Oklahoma Sooners, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Texas Rangers. Those are all Roy Bradley's teams, right there. And there are two certains in life. I got to read that. Sorry, I missed that one. There are two certains in life: taxes and death. Well, they're trying to abolish taxes, so you know. I got you. I'm sorry. No, we if you bring your team in here, we're not going to dog them too much, you know. And so, our team gets dogged enough, you know. Monty's telling truths even for our Dallas Cowboys. Thanks, Roy. Thanks, bud. I know I tell truth up in here all the time. I knew that'd bring you out of the woodwork. I knew that'd get you off the toilet back over there and back to reality over here. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. I mean, he was watching even his other teams play yesterday, from the 49ers to the Texans to the I think he was watching the Browns too. Um, and so, he's got multiple teams out there when it comes to everybody. He can tell you who's quarterbacking who. He's also can tell you their stats, what underwear size they have, those type statistics out there. So my college teams are Oklahoma Sooners and the Oklahoma City Thunders and the Texas Rangers. Gotcha. We hear you, Roy. We understand. It's all good, buddy. I mean, I've got autographed sports memorabilia from the Dallas Cowboys and some other players, because when I buy the Sage cards, there's usually 3 autographs per box, and they're the cheaper cards to buy, but they're pretty cool cards. You know, I care. I love the truth, buddy. I get you. I get you, Roy. It's okay, buddy. It's okay, man. Oh, Roy. So, but yeah, no, and I got rid of a ton of sports cards, probably a couple of years ago. Probably about 30,000 sports cards, if I had to guess, maybe a little under, but there was a ton, and sold them all in one swoop, which was I was happy about. But I've gotten more since then, and I've got a small collection started up again that I really don't care much about, especially if it doesn't have the Dallas Cowboys involved. Unless it's a player that played at OU and things like that, and they went to another team and then they, got drafted in the NFL and all that good stuff. I will still keep their cards because they played at Oklahoma. Roy's favorite school. So, um, college school anyway. Now, Southside is his alma mater here in Fort Smith area. So he was a Southside Rebel, Rebel first, and then Maverick now. So he's Southside true and true and through and through. So there you go, Roy. We love you, man. We love you, man. It's all good. It's all good. No, we give each other shit on a regular basis, just because that's what you do with your friends. Was a Southside Rebel. Yes, I hear you, man. I hear you. Oh, but no, we have fun here. We try to have fun anyway. Especially those that know each other on a regular basis, and those that are on here on a more regular basis. Which, God is king. You're getting there. You're getting there. You are you are becoming a regular, which is pretty cool and much appreciated out there. So, again, don't forget to like, share, and follow. You can hit me up on my other socials as well by hitting my profile link up here. You can find my website, and it'll take you to the little alien logo, which you see here on my shirt right there. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yes, right there. Bum, bum, bum. The little alien logo right there. And underneath that logo, you'll find my other socials out there, which are Facebook, Instagram, and you're here on TikTok. Plus, I have a YouTube channel where all of my stuff goes as a recording. Now, one of these days, that's a goal in 2026. I almost said 2024, but 2026, we're going backwards in time. We've got a time machine. We're going back. Um, and so that is my goal, is to get one of the streaming platforms that puts me live on every platform that I'm on. So I have one program for 4 different platforms. So I can go live on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram all at the same time. And plus get all of my comments flowing on a regular basis there as well. So we'll see if I get that going this year. Again, it's just a goal. Not saying that it is going to happen. Uh, at any point in time. But it is a goal. I just hate spending money per month or for the year on a program, you know, because that's why I like using OBS. It's free, but I can only go live on one platform, and I choose Facebook for it, um, which has been acting up on me. So these last few recordings have only been recordings and posted to Facebook. So I got a new baitcaster for Christmas. I think you told us that the last time you were on here, which is cool because you said your dad already had it rigged up for the line, and so that's very awesome. And baitcasters are fun if you know how to use them. Other times, people that don't know how to use them always backlash them. No, 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 don't be sorry about it. It's always cool um, because you're excited about it. So don't ever be sorry about that. And have you used it already? Have you gone out fishing with it since the last time we talked, which would have been on the 27th, I believe? Yeah, that would have been Saturday the 27th. Have you used it? That there we go. Have you used it? And if you have, did you catch some good fish with it? No, too cold. Where are you at? Because we're in Arkansas. It just got into the 20s tonight and tomorrow, and I think Tuesday to Wednesday, I think is going to be in the 20s as well. But the daytime temperatures are going to be, oh, okay, Virginia. Yeah, I guess it is colder up there because Casey's in Maine, so he's looking, at minus 110-degree temperatures up where he's at. I'm just kidding, Casey. I know it doesn't get that cold, but you were talking about Canada being negative 70, so 100 negative 100 isn't too far off. So, but no, we're here in Arkansas, and that's Roy and I are here in Arkansas, and uh, the temperature just took a drop. The cold front moved in yesterday, right around probably right around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock ish, and we were sitting at 80 something degrees yesterday, and then within you know less than an hour it was already down to 50. So -10 is forecast for the new year. Well, there you go. See, it's supposed to get around 40 tomorrow night. Okay, so that's not horrible. And -10 is the forecast for New Year's for the low. See, I think we're going to be sitting around the 30 something degrees, 32 to 38 degrees, somewhere in that range for New Year's, for the nighttime temperatures. I'm not lying, Roy. I'm not lying. Damn, dude. You need to get off that toity. You need to pinch it off or keep it flowing. I don't know which one. Oh, man. But no, that's the one thing I hate about the South area is that our cold weather happens in parts of January to April. We get some hard freezes in April. That's why they say, don't start your gardens too early. Um, Now, if you start them inside, that's a different story. Get your plants started inside, which right around February is when you want to start getting some plants started so that they're already big enough, and then you still want to start the whole inside outside process to get them acclimated to the sun. Since they've been inside, and all that good stuff. So, um, so yeah, I'll be starting some plants in February. Uh, I've got a tree that I've got to get transplanted out there, a silver maple. Um, got to get it transplanted out there. One night it hit -15 degrees. Well, I mean that's living up in those areas. That a little farther up north. I can't say you're way up north, um, but that's you're up there. So, and I can see those temperatures. Um, because when I was in Indianapolis, he's in Virginia. I live in the country part of Virginia. See, I live in the country part of Arkansas, so a semi-country part. It's in between two landlocked cities, but it's still in the country esque part of Arkansas, and that's very awesome because Virginia's got a lot of rich history when it comes to battlefields and things of that nature. So that would be one place I would do some paranormal hunts at is Virginia. With all of my equipment, you know, my environmental reader right here, electromagnetic reader, and then my EVP machines, and then my camera over there that does night vision. I'm on the border of New Brunswick, Maine, and it's a beautiful spot where you're at, especially when you can just take a shot of Canada outside your window or outside off your front porch or back porch or whichever porch it is. But you still get to see Canada. That's pretty awesome. You know, which I was in Canada going to Afghanistan when I went to Newfoundland. That very outer edge tip of Canada. No, we didn't need a passport because our military uniform was our passport. So from Maine to Canada, and then to Germany and Ireland, and then Kuwait. You're welcome. I should have done it a lot sooner. I should have done it out of high school instead of at 33 years of age. But I did it. I don't regret it. I just wish I would have done it for longer and retired from it. I did my 8 years and got out. 6 years active, two inactive. Because I was National Guard with the Army, but I was active duty the entire time. So Bland County, and you say it's really beautiful. How can Bland? Oh, that's what is that? Irony in and of itself. A county called Bland, but yet it's beautiful. That's awesome. I will look up Bland County in Virginia. I'm writing it down. In Virginia. Because that's a part of the states that I haven't been to before. Is most of those states over that direction. Now I've been to several going over that direction, which you can be pinpointed by this map right here. These are the places I've visited in my lifetime. You see, most everything is central. But the reason we went this direction was because my second ex wife had a brother that lived right about in here, right by Tampa, and in a place called Plant City, Florida. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, valleys are always cool. It's kind of like Fort Smith. It's a bowl. It sits down a little lower than most everything else in Arkansas, so most of the weather goes around us, um, which sucks, especially whenever everybody else is getting snow and we're getting absolutely nothing, or it's raining and we're getting absolutely nothing. And so yeah, Plant City was pretty cool spot in Florida, and I've been all the way down to Orlando and a little bit farther down because we took a little time off when we were working uh, when I was over there for job wise. But I was at the very tip of Arizona. I haven't been inside of Arizona. I've been to the tip that touches Colorado because I do have a uh, magnet from there. So that's how I know what states I've been to. I get a magnet from every state. What up, Dennis? Welcome to the broadcast booth, man. Long time no see. I play for them, the defensive line and offensive line. For who? Did I miss something? Oh, you play for the school, the Bland school, or the Bland district, I guess. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I did the same when I was in school, and I was offense and defense and special teams in football. And coach had me at the wrong position. I was about 150 pounds lineman, and you're going against 250, 300-pound linemen. Some hog mollies over there. So I was doing a lot of cut blocking in my day. Otherwise, I was getting killed. He should have had me as a tight end or a wide receiver, but he did not. 'Cause I had the height as well. But on defense, I was a linebacker and a crackback and all that good stuff. So I was this year. I was 175 pounds. See, that's if you were on the line, I feel for you. That I'm sorry. You're 5'5". See, I'm 6'2". So I had the height and I could pull. I had speed, so I could pull and get out there for our running back and stuff like that to block. But totally wrong position. Uh, Again, should have been a wide receiver, um, or even a tight end. But that's not where he had me. But you're the biggest on our team. Wow, that says a lot. If you're 5'5" and 175 pounds, I mean, but I get it. Um, you use what you got, and that's what our coach did. Uh, because we didn't have the biggest players in the world. Our high schoolers were much bigger than us, obviously, from the middle school set up. So I want to try and be a fullback. Do it. Start handling that ball a little better. Not better, but more often. Um, have your dad or somebody punch it in your gut. You know, get that lock in, and and then switch the hands, whichever side you're going to. You know, just get out there and do that, and start working with that football more and more to get that feel for it. You can throw 30 yards. That's awesome. Very awesome. And and that's cool. I mean, you can be part of the trick plays. Where they toss it back to you and you run over to the edge and toss it down the field to your wide receiver, or even your quarterback if he cuts up through the line. That'd be cool. So yeah, no, that's very awesome. So how are you guys finishing out your 2025? And what are you looking forward to in 2026? You know, that's the questions we're asking right now. And we've through this year we've talked about a little bit of everything. You know, and again, the two items we don't talk about here. Um, my only nephew Adam was 5'7" and 160 and played right guard in high school. See, that's what we were talking about. I was six, probably around 6'2" at that point in time because I hit my growth spurt pretty quick in school, and I was 170, 150 to 175 pounds depending, and I was a lineman going against 250, 300 pound guys. It didn't work out very well a lot of times, especially when they were chop blocking your throat. You know, remember the comics in Bazooka Gum, the rapper? Absolutely. It's just like the old blow pops that had, or not blow pops, the whatever they were called, Tootsie Roll pops that had the Indian shooting the arrow at the star. And if you found one of those, you got another Tootsie Roll pop. Yeah, but yes, I remember the Bazooka bubblegum. It's just like all that old nasty gum in the cards that used to come in the cards. That stick of gum that was powderized, and everybody loved that. That was gross gum. Generally, if I ever opened that and it was in a pack, I tossed the gum. I never ate it because I learned my lesson well and fast. But yes, those are some fun cartoons in the Bazooka bubblegum wrappers. Sorry, a little flip went back the wrong way. Woo! There we go. Yeah, once is enough on that gum. Anybody know the Heimlich? Sorry about that. But yeah, no. And they don't call it that anymore. Sorry. Okay, I think we're good now. I'm good. Just a little flip of lemonade went the wrong way. Let me see what Dennis just wrote. I think Leaf or somebody put a cherry cookie in bubblegum card packs. They might have. I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember the cookie. I definitely remember the bubblegum in pretty much every pack that they had for forever, no matter what it was. Sports cards. Whenever they started introducing the old Batman cards and stuff like that, non-sports cards. Where did I get my hat? I think I got this one off of Amazon. I got several that I get off of Amazon. I've got another veterans hat that I'm getting ready to order from there as well, because my other one, which is sitting right back there, right back there, which is right there. Let me point to it right over there, right there on that shelf. It is. It got torn whenever I was washing it. I don't have the dishwasher hat clamp plastic cap thing that washes your hats and keeps them in shape and things like that. So, what's your project plans for 2026 that we can look forward to? Says Mr. Nice Guy. Well, we got a lot. I've got a big 18 by 24 mashup piece of three different characters. One from God of War, one from another game. I can't remember what it's called. And then the person that commissioned it wants to be in it included. I have to because I use mine everywhere. When I go crystal mining, when I go digging the dirt, uh, and they just get dusty and dirty, so I have to wash them. There's some that I haven't washed, but there's plenty that I wash on a regular basis. Um, I'm getting that one sealed, which has been ready for a while. This memorial piece, it's been ready for a while. They just got to get sealed with the epoxy because it's going to be outdoors at a tombstone for this dog. And then I've got the Ozzy Osbourne pieces to get painted, and then I've got my what else do I got? I got a couple other projects that I'm working on. Oh, I've got my own stuff, but I've got the eight. That's what it is. The 8-page comic book for Legacy Comics to get uh, tight pencils on and get it inked up and get it sent off to him. So that's what I've got right this moment. Um, I'm most likely once I get some things taken off the table, finance wise, I'm going to be looking at getting product in so that I can start going back to comic book conventions. So that's my biggest goal is to get back to comic book conventions. Now, it might be 2027 before I hit another comic book convention, which okay, I'm cool with. That means I've got time to build some new supply, some new stock, some new artwork that is including a bunch of um, blank comic book covers that I've got, like you've seen in the past that I've held up. Um, I've got a huge stock of those, and I want to talk to a buddy of mine who's got a ton of them. I know to work something out with him to see if I can just get his entire stock of blank covers that he's got. Um, and and that's what I'm looking forward to. You know, I am just kind of in a strange place, Mister Nice Guy, when it comes to how this year is going to play out. Because there's a lot of stuff that I need to get taken care of here at the house when it comes to um, floor repairs and all kinds of different things. So and and so there's just a lot of stuff that I'm just in a weird place with right now when it comes down to it. Uh, And you want to line everything out, but it doesn't always work that way. You like right now, my dogs are unfortunately tearing up my particle board floor in the front room. Where it joins together with another section of floor. And unfortunately, they took 3 chunks out of my floor. You know, in certain areas. And so that's a priority this year is to get that floor taken apart, leveled, put in any new boards that I need to, put new floor down. And that's not just the front room section, but that's the dining room kitchen area as well, which they did use what seems to be uh, plywood there instead of particle board. Uh, yeah, they're going to beat the Giants. I know the Giants played a good game yesterday, according to the score. But I think we'll beat them, even with Jackson Dart in there. You know, as long as our defense can make a couple of key plays. I'm not going to say that they're going to play great throughout because they haven't played great this entire year. But we're getting rid of whatever the freak his name is, at the end of this year. It doesn't matter. Nope, the Ravens beat Green Bay. Cam Scattaboo, he got injured and is out for the season, I believe. Unless he's back, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his, but he he is a pretty good player. Um, because why am I not a fan? He's not on our team. I can respect the player and the players from other teams, but well, they beat my Chiefs, so why not? Mr. Nice Guy. Well, that's the problem. We beat 2 Super Bowl contenders, the Eagles and the Chiefs, back to back in 4 days, and then we couldn't beat the Lions, and then we couldn't beat the Vikings, and then so on and so forth. You know, had we won those 2 games, we'd be in a playoff spot right now. You know, which Daniel? Indianapolis Daniel, or because I didn't watch any football yesterday. I watched absolutely zero football. Who's in the Super Bowl? I have no idea. I really don't know yet because several teams that were supposed to be there aren't going to be there this year. Um, the Beagles, which is the Eagles, aren't going to be back. They're going to get beat in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels, no, I didn't. I don't know anything about that. Like I said, I didn't watch any football yesterday. I watched absolutely zero football yesterday. My next game doesn't play until the which I sent you, Roy. The time, it's noon on Fox for the Giants Cowboys. He dislocated his elbow against the seat. He'll be back then. But no, I didn't see that one. Or maybe I did. I don't know. I remember because he's he no, was is he the Colts quarterback? Which Daniels did you say? Jaden Daniel. No, he's not the Colts quarterback. Who did the Seahawks play yesterday? See, I couldn't even tell you. I saw the scores whenever I was checking things out this morning, and I saw a couple scores last night. But again, I didn't watch any football. I kind of hope the Bills get it and win it for all their fans have gone through in the past. Well, yeah, I mean they got beat by us what 2 different times in the Super Bowl, and they were there like 4 years in a row and couldn't win a Super Bowl. Period. But that's the script, if you will, is that the Bills are supposed to win the Super Bowl and then be able to hang their first Super Bowl banner in their new stadium. So, yes, unfortunately, the Eagles did win last night. Um, they beat whoever they were playing. They beat the Bills. That's who it was. It was a close game, but I think it was 13-12 or something like that was the final. And the Bills had to come back from a 13-0 deficit. So, so unfortunately, the Bills couldn't get it done against the Eagles last night, according to the score. But that's the script, Dennis. Is that the Bills are supposed to win it all? Uh, what are two words Bills fans never want to hear again? Dallas Cowboys. 52-17. Um, stop me! Stop me! Somebody stop me! Uh, but no, I'm sorry. That's all of our '90s jokes from our Super Bowl run of eras. You know, with our 5 Super Bowls out there. Well, the Bills have to pay for a new stadium. People don't buy tickets to losing teams. Exactly. I mean, and the sad thing is, the Bills have had a winning team for the past what 4 years, 5 years now. No, that and wide right. If you know, you know. Oh, I get it. I mean, um, I mean, hell, we've had our share of Bills or where they're in New York as well. There's 3 New York teams. You got Buffalo, you got the Jets, you got the Bills, the Jets, and the Giants. And the Jets and the Giants have been sharing a field for a long time. I don't know why Marines eat crayons. I'm not a Marine. Bills are wearing. I have a question. Why do Marines eat crayons? You tell me, DeAndre. Bills could go to the AFC Championship game. Yes, I concur, and that's how the script is written for this year. Is that the Bills win the Super Bowl? I'm not a Marine, so I don't know. The flavor is the color. So there you go, DeAndre. I have no idea. Why don't you ask a Marine? Why don't you go ask a Devil Dog? They can tell you. So this says Army. This doesn't say Marines. And I've got no problems with any other military out there. So, you know, military is military to me. And, we all served our country and we all did our thing, you know, including me and my crew whenever we got hit with the IED, and our firefights that we were in and all that good stuff while we were in Afghanistan. So there you go. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So, what do I think of the chair force? They're okay. They serve their purpose. My nephew is part of the Air Force, and you know, and he is doing well in there. He bulked up a lot and does a lot of cool stuff. So, you know, I can't, like I said, I don't knock any branch of the military. So, I don't know, what your thing is with the military. Uh, Ask Nigeria exactly. And so every branch of the military brings its own uniqueness to it. So, I respect every branch out there. You know, even the Coast Guard is a part of the military. So, and so with the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, all that good stuff. I have no, I don't talk bad about any of them because I know people in all of them, and I know people that have gone from the Marines to the Army, uh, and vice versa. You know, I had one of our Army guys went to the Air Force for the National Guard on that side, and actually was drilling here in Arkansas. So, yeah, and I'm glad you respect the military because, um, as everybody should. But then you get those that don't respect the military. Period. Uh, just like you saw, when people came back from Korea, Vietnam, and all that good stuff, which was total disrespect on their own brothers and sisters, and dads and mothers and all that good stuff. And so, but yeah, thank you for your service and sacrifice. I appreciate it. It was a struggle, because again, I was 33 when I joined the military. I wasn't a young spring chicken. I was already set in my ways. I had a family and all that good stuff, you know. And then for me to be gone 17 months on one deployment, that was a that was a hardship on everybody, not just me, but the family as well. So, and I appreciate that, DeAndre. What made me join 9/11? Watching the towers fall, because mine was I joined in 2004. Uh, went to basic in 2005 after getting all my affairs settled at home, so to be ready. And and Katrina, not Katrina, but I went to Katrina after basic training. But watching the Murrah building go up in smoke too in Oklahoma City, Timothy McVeigh, and all that good stuff. And I wanted to keep my grandfather's legacy alive in the 45th Infantry. So that's what I did. I had my option to go pretty much anywhere in the Army world, but I chose the infantry. And there was a unit right there in town, and so I joined them and haven't looked back since. I mean, we're still friends, and we're getting ready to have a reunion, as a matter of fact. And where are they stationed? My nephew is in San Antonio right now, and him and his family, and they're thinking about moving or getting moved. They might get moved to. I don't know if they're thinking about it, but I think they might get moved to another country because they lived in Japan for a hot minute, for about 2 years, 3 years maybe, and I think they're talking about getting sent somewhere else here, like in the next year or so, because he's been in San Antonio for about 2 to 3 years maybe. And I know that's the life of active duty military, is that you get moved from spot to spot. So, but he enjoys what he does. So, and he gets to, like I said, he gets to do a lot of stuff, uh, jumping out of airplanes and repelling and gets to do a lot of cool stuff at arenas and things like that. So, I know somebody in the army that lives in Hawaii now. That was a cool gig. When I got back from Afghanistan and became a trainer, and we got to help train the Tropic Thunder over in Hawaii. We were there for 3 weeks, and we worked a week and a half of that. Um, and so the rest of the time we were out. I was out snorkeling and living with the fishes and the sea turtles and the seals and the sea lions and everything. The only thing I didn't get to see was a shark. That's what I wanted to see. Uh, we went to a beach where there was known hammerheads, and they wouldn't let us get in the water because man of war was in the water. And if you know what that is, you know what that is. And so we couldn't get in the water to go see if we could find any hammerhead sharks. So, or swim with them at least. Do you all remember Timothy McVeigh? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And that was another reason why I joined the military as well. But it was the 9/11 situation that prompted me, and I was getting later in years, and it was like, well, if if I'm going to join the military, I better do it now to keep my grandfather's legacy alive in the 45th Infantry, you know. And so, with that, the 45th has a long history in the military as far as the infantry goes. And you can look far back as you want for the 45th Infantry. And then they changed us into a cavalry unit. And that prompted me to get out more than anything else. I used to work at a supply place that sold 20 urea. That's some potent stuff. Just the vapors alone, the dust, not the vapors, but the dust. And that's why, just like in corn silos and stuff like that, they say that dust is the worst. And So I believe it. You watch Stranger Things? I have. I haven't watched Stranger Things in a hot minute. Um, moving some football cards out of the way just so I can show you something. Official license cards for Stranger Things that I worked on with the Demogorgon, one of my favorites, right there. Will, right there. 11, 11, go the right way for her. And Hopper. These are the ones I have left from the ones that I did have. So I think I did, I almost want to say I did 100 cards for them. 4 tops and Stranger Things right there. And it was a good show, and it is still a good show. Um, apparently, they've got a 3-part finale, which one's already been released. That the other one gets released on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. And then I think that's the finale. I think Volume 1, Volume 2, and the finale are here all back to back to back. So, but yes, Stranger Things is cool. I need to go. We're going to go back and rewatch it so that we can watch all of it together. But if anybody's interested in these, they can grab these up. Well, thanks, man. Thanks, AC. He said I'm first chair when it comes to art. Well, I appreciate that. And I do have Art the Clown sitting right up there as well, right there. And for you guys up here, it's right there. You can see him better than they can down here. But I've got Billy the Puppet and Art the Clown right there on actual saw blades. These are my artist proof cards right here. These are the ones that I got to keep, but I had to drew them up before I could keep them. And these were the other ones that I did are inserted into the packs of the Stranger Thing cards when these came out, and these came out in. I'm trying to find the year on these. Huh. This one doesn't show me a year. Yeah, this one doesn't show me a year on the back, which is weird. Yeah, there's no year on the back of this one. I know this was probably around 2019, maybe 2020 is when I did these. Well, let me go grab that. Since someone wants to say some Ozzy Osbourne. Yes, I drew those for Stranger Things and Netflix. Let me grab these up back over here. And I've drawn many cards for many different companies when it comes to tops and upper deck, and I've drawn Marvel cards. I've done uh, many different sets for Dynamite Entertainment uh, when it comes to their card sets. Uh, uh, Puppet Master from uh, who did them? Dynamite Entertainment and Full Moon Features. But here's what Roy is talking about. This is my penciled in for the Ozzy piece, one of my paintings on a big old 16 by 20, I believe, is what this is on. And that's one. And number 2 is right here. These will all be painted up in my Chester Bennington style that I did, that I've already started with. And if you don't know what that is, Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park. Let me flip to it in my t-shirt catalog right here. Right here. It'll be about that same vein right here, only with blacks and reds in the background for Ozzy. Since he is the Prince of Darkness. And Mama, he's coming home. All right. And so there you go. So that's some of the stuff I'm looking forward to this year. is getting those done and getting those turned into t-shirt form, and go from there with it all, because those will be two awesome t-shirts. I have an awesome Elvis original as well. You, not me. I do have one. He's floating around here somewhere. I don't know where he is right this moment. Or I'd pick him up and show him as well. But yeah, it's an old style, black and white, basically with a color dragon from one of his sequenced outfits that he wore, and so that one turned out pretty cool. Just like my other ones that I've got I've got some Marilyn Monroe's that I did. I've got Jerry Lewis. I've got Sammy Davis Jr. The Rat Pack style, Sinatra, the old crooner, the old gangster. He was a mobster. Everybody knows it. But yeah, no, I've got a whole kit and caboodle running around here somewhere. Just of some of the. I'm looking because I had a binder. The binder's a little bit easier to find, and it's got everything in it. I think it might not have my Puppet Master in it right now, but right here, Magic the Gathering cards I can paint on as well. Right there, official Magic the Gathering cards that have the blank right there. Now, some of these in here, you got Chasing Amy, you got Fallout, you got Artist Choice, you got Chaos Comics, you got Red Sonja, the She Devil, you got Dynamite Entertainment, their zombie selection, you've got Monsters, you've got the science fiction, you got Dinosaurs, you got Vampirella, Unholy, you got Transformers, Puppet Masters, and the Avengers medal right here. So these are all cards that I've worked on for sets out there. Dude, I don't have time to read all the comments. Just kidding. Give me a minute. He's laughing about something. I'm not seeing anything. All I'm seeing is, yo, bub, read the comment I just sent. Look. And then laughter. I was always a Ronnie James Dio fan. All your stuff is awesome. I appreciate. I don't see anything that you put up in there. So, and if you're talking about Ozzy Osbourne, well, you're just gonna have to keep waiting. Just because I'll get it done when I get it done, and you'll just have to wait your turn. What's up, Liddy? Welcome to the broadcast booth. So, we've gotten a couple answers from people. And Liddy, how are you going to finish out your 2025? How is it going to go for you? You looking forward to this year ending and the new year beginning? Or do you want this year to hold on a little bit longer? And then Roy says, I am an OU fan and an Oklahoma City Thunder fan and a Texas Ranger fan. And I'm looking for their shirts this year. Awesome. Very cool, Roy. That's impressive. And that's funny because I've only had this drawn up since this year. So how could you be waiting 2 years for one of these shirts whenever I drew it up in the middle of this year after he passed away? You know, that's kind of weird. And you could have gotten any Ozzy Osbourne shirt out there that you wanted at any point in time. Considering, he's got his own merch line out there from his band shirts and his collection and all that goody good stuff. So there you go. You could have got one of his shirts at any point in time. I did see that in Tennessee, I believe it is. They already have a wax figure at the Madame, what is it, Tussauds? Madame Tussauds wax museum. They've already got him immortalized in wax, so that's pretty cool. I don't know about you all, but every day we wake up still breathing is a day to be honored. Absolutely. That's what I say. Live life to the fullest. Because tomorrow isn't promised. And thank you, Liddy, uh, for saying that it's great work, great artwork. I appreciate that. That's just the pencil forms, and that's just a rough pencil. I even used a wood pencil to draw it out with. I didn't use my technical mechanical pencil on it. This little guy right here. And yes, I'm waiting on your artwork of Ozzy. Well, keep waiting, buddy. Keep waiting. So, but no, every day that you wake up is a new day. It's a new chance to do something great for yourself or for others, you know, depending on what kind of a heart you have for people. Which I'm not a big people person myself, but I still try to be kind, when it comes down to it, because there's enough, let's just put it bluntly, assholes in the world that I don't need to be one, you know. Just showing I'm loyal to you, buddy. Well, I appreciate it, man. And you have bought several pieces of artwork, especially, you know, this shirt right here. This is one of my top sellers of 2025, right there. This was, and I still have this painting. So if anybody wants this painting, they can buy it off of me, right there. And let me see if I get restricted for that statement. So just because I get restricted on a lot of things for whenever I start talking about my artwork that I do not sell on TikTok Shop, you know, and so I usually end up getting a restriction, and we'll see if that hits or not. But 32.8 thousand likes is not shabby. Oh no! Oh no, Mr. Bill. Yes, exactly, and it doesn't hurt my feelings because they just restrict my show, for the day or for the time frame that I'm on, and and it is what it is, and to each their own for it. They're idiots when it comes down to it, and I move on, and so I don't know about that. It's a cool shirt. I love it. Bye, bye, bye. This artist is going to be famous. Well, thank you, Liddy. And first movie suggestion that comes to mind: A Nightmare on Elm Street, classic. And since I'm a horror buff, that's the first one that's my love right there. Or Hellraiser. There's another choice for you. Because Clive Barker is my favorite horror writer at this point in time. Um, got some new, you know, Clive Barker books for Christmas. So that's pretty awesome. Which I've read, the Books of Blood series before, but I'm looking forward to reading the Telltale Heart or the Hellbound Heart. So that one's going to be good for me. My opinion, the Joker shirt is the best shirt you have done so far. Like I said, that one is a good one, and I like all the shirts that I've done that I've transformed from the just plain artwork to the shirts. So, um, I'm happy with those, and I'm getting ready to add a few more. Raven is one of the next ones that's going to be added from the DC universe, and people really love the side profile of her with the purple in the background. So, looking forward to that one being into a shirt form and going that route. But there's so many cool ones in here. The Jeepers Creepers is a cool one. That Joker's a cool one. The one I'm wearing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Last Ronin. Of course, the Chester Bennington one right there. Um, Ivan Moody, Five Finger Death Punch. Excuse me. And that could be one of my next shirts too. Is my Pinhead. Which let me just pull that one out of mothballs down here. I gotta see which one it's in first. It's not this one. It's in the far back one. Right here. Yes, 11 by 17s. And dun, dun, dun. Oh, oh, oh. Right there. You got the original OG right here. And then the 2018 Hulu version right there, which was a good movie in and of itself. But yes, those two are available as well. I was really hoping these would be sold a long time ago, but it is what it is. No, this is my show. I will do whatever notes I please, man. Cool beans, my man. I will sustain all of my notes. Sorry, I was channeling my inner Star Trek. And I know, Casey, your ears are bleeding. I get it. But yeah, no, that's just some of the artwork I've done. Like I said, I've got two full portfolios here, plus my 9x12 portfolio, um, plus some naughty portfolio. All that good stuff. Just put your Miracle Whip in your ears. You'll be all right, buddy. Just take it out of that jar and lather it up in there. You'll be good. You'll be good. It'll look like your macaroni and cheese with your ketchup in it. I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. To each their own, man. To each their own. All right, guys. I'm going to get off of here. I got some animals to take care of, and I got some other things to take care of as well. But I do appreciate each and everybody stopping in, checking out things. And if you do want something, hit me up. Um, and I can make you something custom as well. So, and as I like to say as I leave you guys, but let me give you a little PSA first. Just be kind the rest of this year. 2026 is about to start. Be safe. Check on your friends. There's a lot of people that are hurting out there. There's a lot of people that need the 988 number or hit me up in DMs. That's a prevention hotline. Uh, just know that holidays are hard for everybody, for a lot of people. Not for everybody, because a lot of people haven't lost during the holiday seasons and things like that. But that's how we're going to end it right there. But we're also going to say, as I always do, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.